Well, just yesterday, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed an antitrust lawsuit against Google. The suit claims that Google colluded with rival Facebook in an illegal deal to manipulate online ad deals, an industry the two companies absolutely dominate. Google named the secret pact after a Star Wars character. Here to discuss is Bloomberg's Ben Brody. Hey, Ben, it's good to have you on the show today. What was the secret code name, and how did this alleged deal work?
Well, the complaint is heavily redacted, so unfortunately we don't know exactly what the name is, but it has been reported that it is Jedi Blue. So
okay.
Maybe not actually a character name. But it basically works like this. Google runs these very popular online ad exchanges that allow advertisers to buy space from publishers. And a few years ago, if you were following the industry, publishers started moving to a system called header bidding, and they basically wanted to use it to go around the Google exchanges. They felt that they kept more of their money that way. Google obviously didn't like this, and they really didn't like when Facebook started to support header bidding. And so what the complaint says is that Google approached Facebook. And over the course of a year, they basically made this agreement to stop competing head-to-head. Facebook would pull back from header bidding, and advertisers who were using the Facebook systems would get data and other boosts for placing their ads on mobile through Google. So this is kind of how they carved up the market, allegedly, according to the complaint, and how they, anti-competitively.
How have the companies responded since this complaint was filed?
I believe Google called it both meritless and inaccurate. They basically said that these kinds of deals are really common in the industry. Google has lots of them. Facebook has lots of them, that antitrust isn't supposed to stop companies from having partnerships, and that's what they were, that they weren't secret, that they were public, and that they're gonna fight these charges.
So when this news broke yesterday, I was struck by the name Ken Paxton, because anybody who's been paying attention to the 2020 election will recognize that name. This is the Attorney General, who the Associated Press reminds us is under FBI investigation over allegations that he abused his office to help a donor, but also falsely claimed that battleground states won by Biden had run, quote, illegal and unconstitutional elections, something that is false. I mean, he took this on and tried to take it to the Supreme Court. Does the fact that he is behind this change the merits of this at all?
I think the merits will be decided by what's under those redactions. I think it's important to say that 9 states have joined this, and their attorneys general aren't necessarily under investigation. That's absolutely true of Ken Paxton. He's a conservative Republican. I believe he's the chairman of Lawyers for Trump. But this investigation has been going on, I believe, for 15 months. Ken Paxton did launch it. It's spread into lots of different kinds of investigations. We believe we'll have another case launched by another part of the coalition today. The Justice Department has launched their case. So there's a lot going on here, and I think as we start to see what's under those black lines, we can make a judgment on that.
What could happen if this case moves forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. Like I said, we have all of these cases, 5 between Google and Facebook. Once we get the one today, the question is: are we going to have the company restrained from doing particular things, conduct remedies? Are they going to be broken up, as is being requested for Facebook? Are they going to choose to divest something to settle? There are a lot of options that could happen, because these cases can really take years.
Could it mean anything for users of these services? I mean, we saw earlier this week the way that people rely on Google services when Monday morning Gmail was down, in addition to many of other Google services, and a lot just ground to a halt.
Absolutely. There's no question that these companies are in all aspects of our lives. The goal of antitrust is to protect consumers, to make sure that competition lowers prices and fosters innovation and all those great things that the free market can do for us. So that is the hope, is that either the results of the case are that, or that these companies just pull back from whatever they're doing, whether it's actually anti-competitive or just sort of in a gray area, and can improve life for consumers. But of course, the companies would tell you that in going after them, you're just going to make it harder, and things like Google search are going to be worse as a result.
Bloomberg's Ben Brody. Ben, thank you as always for your time, for joining us on Quick Take today.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.